Okay folks, this is the guided tour around this section of the workshop. This area here is where I do any of the carving. We draw set there, the carving tools in. Very essential part of the workshop there. The kettle and the brewing area. And we move on. The workbench there is used for any gluing up or fixing that we're going to be doing. Moving over down to the side of the workshop now, the silver drive lathe. Not my favourite lathe. Too many faults with it. There's my tool trolley. That pretty much contains all of the tools that I need at any lathe. Okay, tool trolley's been moved out the way. You can now see the end of the silver drive lathe, and there is the Axminster slow grind set up with a few blanks and bits and pieces installed behind. Down the bottom end of the workshop there is just a small workbench set up along with my wheeled chair. Okay, moving around from the wheeled chair, a few drawers, bits and pieces in there, onto the new addition to the workshop, the VB36 lathe. Pretty impressed with that so far. Blanks again stored around the lathe. A little close up of the VB36. I'll be writing a report on that. Tool rest, fabulous tool rest that is. Then we have storage for blanks of all shapes and sizes. There. This is on the other side of the workshop now. Moving down, there's the pillar drill tucked in there. Then onto the grey drawer unit there, where we store all the bits and pieces. Okay, picking it up again, this is where we store the bits and pieces. A few offcuts stored there around the sanding machine. Quite handy. It's a SIP model sanding machine, and then above that is an old kitchen cabinet where we've got all of the made items at the minute, not too many of them in there. And that pretty much concludes touring around the inside of the workshop.